Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Shado, the internet personality with the best hair. It's been a while since I've been able to do that.
It has been unusually quiet today.
Yes, it has. Wait, oh god, creepy, if you're still here, that means that stupid song and dance number spell didn't work!
Actually...
Oh, will I ever go back to doing my reviews?
Decker!
What?
As far as I can tell, the spell was a success. Your shows are no longer entangled with one another, though there may still be residual traces of the Foreign's presence lingering.
We're not entangled?
Nope.
But, why are you still here?
What can I say? I want to see what you've got in store for this week on Gamerathon.
Are you sure?
What's that supposed to mean?
While Gamera vs. Gyaos was certainly a high point, later Gamera movies suffered from some serious problems, one being that the direction became geared towards children quite a bit sooner than the Godzilla series did, and two, the budgets were getting smaller and smaller, leading the studio to find, creative ways to keep the production affordable.
So, you'd be surprised at how far some filmmakers can stretch a budget at times.
Creepy, this wasn't exactly a big budget series to begin with.
Oh dear.
Nevertheless, we were treated to Gamera vs. Viras, or as it was called in the US, Destroy All Planets, as an Asylum-style attempt to cash in on the Godzilla film Destroy All Monsters. Similarly, this movie also involves aliens who come to Earth to use mind control to cause Gamera to go on a rampage!
I thought you said this was a children's movie.
What's this?
What? What is it, GB Thulu?
Oh, I thought I detected a surge from our unwelcome guest. It was just a Cheeto.
Alright, well, keep at it. I don't want to take any chances.
Hey, if this thing gains power from people knowing about it, then maybe we should stop talking about it and just begin the review.
Point taken. The film begins with a shot of an alien spaceship, where a disembodied voice and several flashing lights exposit to the audience the basic plot of this movie.
The planet most similar to ours in all the universe. The Earth. Therefore, our object will be to capture the Earth and colonize it with our own species.
Shouldn't be hard, as their species appears to consist of light brights.
I'm just glad they didn't fly all the way from Andromeda to get some gummy bears. Less than 2 minutes in, and Gamera has made his first appearance, as he just so happened to be in the neighborhood. The ship douses two of Gamera's jets, so he resorts to flaming farts mode to slam into the ship. Destroying one capsule, he moves to kick the rest of the aliens' balls.
Send spaceship number 2 immediately. We found a deadly creature protecting the Earth. Its name is...
That transition would likely have worked a lot better if Gamera were anywhere in this movie's title.
And what were they talking about? His name is... Like Gamera flies around with a gargantuan name tag. Hello, my name is Gamera, giant turtle monster.
The opening credits taken care of, we move on to a group of Boy Scouts, led by none other than Scoutmaster Shimada, played by Kojiro Hongo, again.
Geez, he's appeared almost as many times as the monster itself!
I think, at this point, we can safely say that having Kojiro Hongo in the cast is one of the prerequisites for a properly done Gamera film. They hold roll call, introducing us to the three new characters, because only one is present, Moriko, played by... What the hell? Decker, where's the actress's name?
That's a good question. It wasn't listed on IMDb.
I go through all the trouble to hack into your SkyDrive account and print out your notes, and you're telling me you couldn't find out who played one of the 5 most important roles in the movie?
How is this my fault? Wait, what do you mean you hacked my SkyDrive?
He means I hacked your SkyDrive. Quit taking credit for everything, would you?
You're right. I'm sorry.
I guess it's okay.
Oh, I wasn't talking to you.
Anyway, she's the older sister of one of the two missing boys, Masao Nakaya, played by Toru Takasuka. He and Carl Craig, whom plays Jim Crane, have run off from their camp several miles to a local scientific institute, clearly the most entertaining location in all of Japan.
Hey, look! This is great! Listen, how about changing the controls? Okay, just leave it to me.
One small step for children, one giant kick in the balls for scientific research at this facility.
If running wasn't going to get you in enough trouble, why stop there? Sabotage a submarine, commit Grand Theft Auto, pick up 5 hookers, and make a couple of deals with the Yakuza. Come on, it's the beginning of the movie. Let's get the plot rolling. They rewire the power supply to reverse the controls, but they are interrupted when Masao gets a call on his steampunk smartwatch from his sister and learns what trouble he's in.
No supper tonight.
Terrified at the thought of a foodless night, he rushes back, and Jim establishes he has a rope, so it doesn't look quite as out of place later in the movie.
Upon returning, they learn that they will have to turn around and head right back as the scouts are going there to ride the submarine they just sabotaged. They don't bother bringing this up, leading to a hilarious scene of Shimida and Dr. Doby riding around in a death trap.
Dr. Doby, you always riding this thing backwards?
No, there's something wrong with it.
Sheesh, even I didn't tick murder off the list of fun things to do in the city.
I don't know, they might be able to get off on only manslaughter.
Which is so much better.
Sorry, boys. We won't train in Dr. Doby's submarine for a while.
Yeah, it's not the fact that he nearly killed his scoutmaster that's bad, it's that they won't be able to use the sub they sabotaged. Aww.
Pardon my interrupting, but wouldn't that be a good thing?
Despite the fact that he had clear first-hand experience in how unpredictable the sub's controls are right now, Misao still manages to convince Shimida to allow he and Jim to take it out for a run.
All right. Climb aboard.
Yay!
Or he's just sick of dealing with Masao's shit and is secretly hoping he dies on this expedition.
Now that's a character I can identify with. Sadly, however, they operate the sub without any problems.
Can you open the window? Yeah,
Never mind.
here. It's open, Masa. Look how far you can see, Jim. How about those fish? They're beautiful.
While this is going on, Alien Spaceship Number 2 appears, using the same footage as the first one and further details the movie's plot.
In order to capture the Earth, we must eliminate Gamera first in order to render the planet helpless.
Wait a minute. When did they learn the creature's name was Gamera?
They speak English. That's not the biggest problem here.
Seriously, the last ship was destroyed before they could explain what was attacking them.
Maybe they saw the previous movies and just figured it out. Before the aliens can find Gamera, of course the kids do, recognizing the saber-toothed 200-foot turtle monster as a friendly creature of love, and have a happy little race. Aww.
The aliens can't arrive fast enough.
Gamera has been located. He's at the bottom of the ocean.
Could you be a little more specific, sir? Most of this planet's surface is ocean.
They use the super catch ray, which manages to place a bubble around the monster and the children in the process.
We're losing all our air. Gamera, help us get out. Please, our oxygen is getting low. It'll soon be gone.
It's okay though, as evidenced by his romp through outer space earlier, Gamera doesn't need to breathe.
And now to play the waiting game.
Gamera, thank you.
Hey, if he can lift it up, what's keeping him under that thing?
The plot.
The super catch ray will not be able to hold him for more than 15 minutes. We must use the time we have left to discover a way to capture Gamera and make him our slave.
Ever heard of a Master Ball?
Pokemon wouldn't come out for another 28 years.
Oh, come on, what else was I supposed to say?
Are you familiar with S&M?
We will check his past by exploring his memory waves with a Videotron.
What the hell is this?
How to pack as many kaiju battles into your monster movie as cheaply as possible. by simply pasting fights from your earlier films with little to no explanation.
Okay, seriously, do they have to show every single second of the Gamera vs. Barugan fights? I forgot he was in the movie even this much.
Yes, the battles with Gyaos were awesome, but I much prefer watching them in Gamera vs. Gyaos. Or was it Gyaos? Well, anyway, I've got a much better print of that movie than this one, so that also helps.
Again, it's every second that Gamera and Gyaos were on screen together. There's a reason they spread it out across 90 minutes with all the plot and characters. Watching two guys in rubber suits beat each other for 15 minutes straight is kind of boring.
From this we can see that Gamera has formidable destructive power. But there is a weak point, and that is his unusual and overpowering kindness to children.
You lying bastards! You said he'd be trapped for at most 15 minutes! That was 20!
They're an alien race. Maybe they measure time differently than us.
I don't fucking care! They figure out that Gamera loves children, and not in the same way he loves Snickers, so the aliens swoop down to pick up a few spare kids. Unluckily for them, out of the hundreds present, they just so happen to capture Masao and Jim, giving them the leverage they need to keep Gamera from attacking the ship.
The children encounter our first on-screen aliens, and I see the makeup department is another one of those things that the movie saved a ton of money on.
Did you see that? He flew.
No, he just jumped out of frame.
What was the operating budget of this film? 200 yen?
The kids mistake one of the aliens for an Earthling, which is actually a pretty believable error. This ludicity wanes immediately as they try to fly after him.
It doesn't work. That's because we're kids.
And because you're still in Earth's gravitational pull, and not an alien.
Why do you suppose they save the good things just for the grown-ups? I don't know.
Says the kid who was just racing a kaiju in a submarine half an hour ago.
The kids have to resort to walking and find the spacemen preparing to use a brain control device on Gamera. Oh, come on, the mind control device is a goddamn Pokeball!
Get ready to activate laser.
Are you kidding me?
As per battle rules, they weaken Gamera using laser attacks before launching the device.
We did it. Perfect hit.
So Gamera is in our power. He'll be under our control all the time.
Okay, first of all, Gamera's weak to ice, not lasers, so likely a dragon type. Second, he is obviously legendary, so don't try and convince me that the first Pokeball actually worked. Third...
Decker, this isn't Pokemon!
Well, then I should stop filling this movie with Pokemon battles!
Gamera, take off. Fly, fly.
You're going to waste one of Gamera's move slots with an HM? Use a Pidgey for fuck's sake!
It's not... Put down X and Y for 10 minutes and finish reviewing the movie.
It's no use, Creepy. No one is immune to the charms of Pokemon.
The kids sneak past the aliens, sort of, and immediately shift from wanting to save Gamera to wanting something to drink.
How about it, Masao? It's as good as juice. Better.
Okay, my turn.
Are you sure? Connecting the juice with the berries from Pokemon is kind of a stretch.
Not that. The fact that they have a replicator.
It's advanced alien technology.
Think for a second. They came all this way to Earth to colonize and dominate because its environment and available resources suited their fancy. If they can conjure food from thin air, they should at minimum be able to terraform any planet to suit their liking.
But what if they already had juice on board?
Some sandwiches would have tasted...
You were saying?
Fuck. Realizing they can ask for anything, they start requesting tools to escape with, but that doesn't go over well with the locals.
When you have a thought or say anything,
that is dangerous to the spaceship. It will not be carried out in any way.
You know, there is a term for telepathic commands that are spoken.
They're called voice commands. Despite the children's attempt at sabotage, they are still allowed to roam freely and try to screw things up again. Wandering around unattended, they run into another one of the ship's inhabitants.
They locked him in there, because he's too dangerous to leave free, like us.
Or they were tired of the rancid odors of what he kept summoning out of the replicators.
Another theory. They knew they were headed for Japan. Keeping the tentacle monster under lock and key is a good idea.
The kids don't think that and try to free it, but thankfully are distracted before they can accomplish this. Instead, they use Jim's handy rope to lasso an alien, showing us just how ineffective they are and how doomed Earth is. See? The alien beat them using only one hand.
What the hell was that? Telekinetic zombie body parts?
Gamera, I command you to demolish the Okumasashi Dam.
You have got to be kidding me.
Nope, the stock footage for the fights wasn't enough. Now we've got to sit through stock footage of Gamera destroying all of Japan from the first two films.
Gamera, your next target is the city of Tokyo. Destroy Tokyo. Destroy Tokyo.
Tokyo? That was the original movie. It was in black and white.
Oh, don't worry. It's still black and white.
Was it really that important to fill all 90 minutes in, no matter what?
To the people of Earth. To the people of Earth. Know that Gamera is under our control and listen well. We'll order him to continue his attacks.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
We'll order
Oh, I get it. It's a cameo of R2-D2 filmed in a dark room.
Star Wars wasn't out yet either.
Damn, this really is a shitty copy of the movie then.
You think?
The military has figured out Gamera is being controlled by the spaceship and have to choose what to do about it.
One is to accept their demands that we surrender the Earth to their power. The only other way is to sacrifice your two boys and attack the spaceship.
Pretty easy choice, I'd say.
That's kind of cold-hearted there, Decker.
What? 2 kids versus all the Earth? I know the identifiable victim effect is in play, but the people tasked with making this decision are also included in the population of the Earth.
But you're supposed to care about the poor, innocent children.
What? Even his family and friends acknowledge that he's a prankster asshole.
Kojiro, on the other hand, is busy working with the scientists to increase the range on Misao's steampunk smartwatch, so more people can feel sorry for the poor kids. Said children use the handy rope to do something. It's evident that their binds were never particularly binding to begin with, as they easily slip free just in time to receive the call.
It seems the Earth has to decide whether to surrender or to attack the aliens.
And it's a pretty easy decision, so we just want you to know that there will be no supper tonight. Or ever again.
Blast the spaceship. Don't think about us. Go on. We want you to do it.
Wow.
That's probably the best line in the movie.
Hey, even they agree they should die.
I was thinking more along the lines of selfless heroics at their finest, even more impressive considering the age of those willing to sacrifice themselves for the good of mankind.
And they shall explode in a bounty of fireworks.
Did you even hear what Creepy just said?
The UN calls in just then as well to give their take on what the military should do.
The UN made the choice. It was unanimous. We've been ordered to surrender.
What?
Wow. They sacrificed the Earth for the lives of 2 kids who are most likely going to die anyway as a result. That's the UN for you. The kids tell them to ignore the UN and shoot them down anyway, but the military won't budge without official approval. Fortunately, Kojiro figures that if the kids can sabotage Earth machines, they should be able to easily rewire an alien spacecraft.
How? Help! Help! The monster's loose! We made it.
Fantastic telepathic abilities they have there. The alien computer is no problem to the kids, as it's made from very large wooden blocks, and they reverse both the main commands and the super catch ray, allowing them to escape. Now the aliens realize something is amiss and bring Gamera to kill the children. Damn it! They didn't reverse the brain control device before they left!
Even worse, that's the same clip of him destroying the spaceship at the beginning of the movie.
Master, Gamera's gone crazy. You must save us. Please, Master.
He'll kill us. This is the only room left. He's destroyed all the others. Master, you've got to let us stay here.
Wait, the tentacle monster was their master, and yet when the kids screamed that he escaped, they all ran off to corral him? Why? And why was he in the cage to begin with?
Tentacle monsters and BDSM. Are you sure this is a children's movie?
Gamera's mind control bug explodes, making it not work twice as much, and the squid monster reveals that all the crew are squid monsters and proceeds to fuse with them, allowing himself to grow to be kaiju-sized.
What's with that tentacle in the front? That's it, I'm not taking any chances. The kaiju scream at each other for a while before the climactic battle, which thankfully is not stock footage, is underway. The fight here isn't too bad, going all over the place on land and into the sea.
This is a good kaiju fight?
No, not this part, the other... I don't know what the fuck that was.
Gamera crashes his squid boat, and the tables suddenly turn when Viras...
Ow.
Viras uses headbutt. It's super effective.
Gamera takes the fight to the air, lifting Viras so high that the monster is completely frozen over. Dropping him back down to the earth, Viras plunges into the sea, which somehow does kill him.
So, happy ending! The kids are safe, Masao won't get any supper, and Gamera flies off into the sunset to... Hey, wait a minute! He was impaled! Graphically! How is he suddenly okay?
He won.
So that means his guts are no longer falling out?
Yes.
Well, that was Gamera vs. Viras, and it's hardly even its own movie. Even if you haven't seen all the Gamera films up to this point, I don't think that would have helped the very heavy-handed use of stock footage. The first big stock footage marathon was 20 minutes of nothing but monsters fighting. That might sound nice on paper, but the story of these movies really is important. It adds weight to the battles and puts them in context for the world. Here, it's just gratuitous. The story that was at play also was not of the highest caliber. It had some potential, but not only did several plot points get shifted around or implemented half-assed, but after Gamera destroys Tokyo effectively a second time, the world immediately forgives him, conclusively making this movie mean jack shit for the overall series. There are good points here and there, and a fan of kaiju may enjoy it more than others, but I set the bar pretty high when I rated Gamera vs. Gyaos at 3, and this can't even dream of being on that level, ending up with 1 recycled film reel out of 5.
Where would one even begin? The problems of this film aren't anything new. We've seen our share of annoying child characters, repeat actors cast for different roles, and less than stellar plots. Gamera vs. Viras appears to have all of these things in abundance. The stock footage of previous films, however, seemed to make the lackluster aspects of the film glaringly abundant. There is one good thing to be said about it. While I wasn't a fan of the child characters before, the children in this film at least have the benefit of taking action. Mind you, what they do is often haphazard and fruitless, but it was pleasant at least to see these characters do something other than put their lives in danger for meaningless reasons or exposit information that had no actual basis for the film. I may not have been entirely fair with the previous Gamera films compared to this one. While they were nothing to give a standing ovation for, compared to Gamera vs. Viras, even Barugan feels like a more earnest attempt. Thus, Gamera vs. Viras ranks 1.5 sabotage submarines out of 5. It kind of makes me feel ashamed for getting excited for what might be coming up in Gamerathon.
On the plus side, it can only go uphill from here. I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I've been Shado, and remember... What the hell?
Oh dear.
Oh god damn it! Every time I try to do the send-off line this month!
It's what I was afraid of.
It was inadequate?
What are you talking about?
The counterspell. It only held it off. Your view didn't strengthen it, but it didn't harm it either. It had time to heal.
For fuck's sake, what doesn't make this thing stronger?
We need a specific plan of attack if we're going to deal with this problem for good.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
You need to tackle this directly, and you can't do that with Gamera movies.
Are you telling me that this was the last Gamera film of Gamerathon?
Effectively, yes.
No, I don't care how bad it is. We can wait another week while I finish Gamerathon.
Hey, your spell screwing with my blip show in an attempt to gain yourself 30 more cents has effectively erased it from the internet.
Huh?
It's gone. You can bitch and moan all you want about wanting to do Gamera next week, but I lost my entire presence on blip.
Oh, sorry? I mean... I'll review whatever you need.
You had better.
Masao, Jim, I just checked the little submarine you took out. You tampered with the battery coil and then reset it so the controls were wrong. It made the engine go so...
Shimura, it's no time to scold them now about a stupid prank.